If I left this on for another 10 minutes, girl. Hey everybody, it's MakeupMenaree. Welcome back to my channel. So I get questions a lot about how to keep your eyeshadow in place, like how to keep your eyeshadow bright or to make it brighter. There is a step that you guys can do to fix all that in one step. If you guys want to see how I do that, then make sure to stay watching. Okay, we can all see that I am bald-headed. I don't got no eyelashes on or anything on my eyes because I wanted to show you guys what I do to prep my eyes in regards to getting it ready to wear eyeshadow, especially bright eyeshadow, because I feel like if you don't have a good base for bright eyeshadow, then the colors are super muted and they just, don't look like they should. First thing that I make sure to do is to not put anything on my eyelids. I don't have any foundation. I have a little bit of highlighter in the corner because I look dead as hell, but anything on my eyelids, they're just bald as a baby's butt. What you want to do is either figure out what you want to use. You can use either a foundation that's a little too light for you. If you're dark skinned, you want to use foundation that's a couple shades too bright for you. So if you have, a good foundation that doesn't really crease and it's super bright, then that's a good foundation to use for your eyelid base. Also get products that are made for eyeshadow. So this is the NYX eyelid base. I really love this, especially if I'm using like bright eyeshadows, because as you can see, it is, well, it's green in there because I was doing green, but it is a white base. It goes on. So everything that you put on top of that, of course, on a white base is going to pop. The next thing that you can use are concealers. I use a whole bunch of different concealers. I also love the Tarte Shape Tape concealer. I always get concealers that are probably 1 or 2 shades too bright for me because I want a nice bright white surface for these eyeshadows to pop. So this one is a Makeup Revolution, which is a really good affordable one. Another one that I really like as an eyelid base is the Kat Von D. I don't like this for an actual concealer because it's super dry. It just sort of cakes up on under my eyes, but that's what you want for your eyelids, especially if you have greasy ass eyelids like I do. You want a really good dry concealer. So like I said, the Kat Von D is a really good one. Another one that I really like is the NYX HD eyeshadow primer. This one I think will work really well on darker skinned women because it's bright, good for keeping your eyeshadow on all day. Really good base to use if you're not wanting your eyeshadow to smear all over the place. Okay, so once you decide what you want to use for your base, you're going to go ahead and apply that very lightly. So I think on this eye, I'm going to do, all the base and everything like that and put an eyeshadow on. And then I think on this eye, I'll just leave it like it is and show you guys the difference between, how you prep your eye for eyeshadow and then, without prepping it at all. I think I'm going to use the NYX eyeshadow base today because this is super bright, like I said, and it works really well for bright colors. So what I'm going to do is just put a little on my finger and dab it on. Now, if you're going to put eyeshadow all the way up to your brow bone, then feel free to put it wherever you want. I usually just put it a little bit above my natural crease because I have tiny little eyelids and I usually pretend that my crease is up a little higher. So we go up just a little bit above my natural crease. So you can see that is one layer, how much brighter it is compared to the other side. And I'm going to go in again and put another layer on. You have to be careful. This is really sticky stuff and it tends to wipe off if you're not careful. So dabbing this in on your eyelids is the way to go. Okay, so now that I got a good layer on there, what you want to do next is you always want to set your eyeshadow base. You could leave it on here and put the eyeshadow directly on, but these products are sticky. They're made to stick. Sticky and blending does not mix. Trying to put an eyeshadow on and you're trying to blend that eyeshadow out, it's going to be very difficult because this is still a sticky type situation. I think most eyelid primers are sort of sticky. Unless you're using concealer, then you can get away with not putting, setting it. But if it's, an actual eyelid primer, you want to go ahead and set it. Set it with a translucent powder or a powder that is super similar to the color that you already have. And you can see this is already creasing because it needs to be set quick. You can use either a white eyeshadow. You can use any kind of translucent powder. This is the Laura Mercier. I have the RCMA, which I don't have in, I need to order a big one. RCMA or Airspun. I think I'm going to use the RCMA because it's super translucent and it's really easy to blend eyeshadows on. I'm gonna get some on just a small brush and just tap that on to set that. Okay, so you can see this is a lot brighter than this side. And now I'm ready to apply eyeshadow. Now I'm going to go ahead and probably just put on a bright eyeshadow. What color should I use? Let's see. Let's go with a green. I'm going to go in with just this Makeup Revolution Tammi X palette. I'm just going to go in with this bright green color here, in with a fluffy brush, and just blend that out so you guys can see how that sort of picks up color after you set your eyelid. Okay, so you can see it's already picking up the color really well. I'm going to go back in and put some more. Now, if you guys want to see an actual eyeshadow tutorial where I show like different blending techniques, make sure to comment below. I would love to be able to, you know, do a video for you guys. If that's something you guys want to see, just make sure to let me know in the comments below. Okay, so I've only dipped in the eyeshadow pan twice. And you can see how well that's already showing up on my skin. Like I said, if you're a darker skin tone, you can use concealers or bases this color, and your eyeshadow is going to be super bright. Of course, you know, it's not going to show that you have that bright concealer or, you know, foundation or whatever, because you're covering it with eyeshadow. But that's just a really good way to make your eyeshadow just pop off of your skin. Okay, I'm going to go in for the last time with the green again. Just blend it up here a little bit so it doesn't look crazy. Putting that powder down on top makes it super easy to glide the eyeshadows on top. It blends the eyeshadows easier that way. I've always just said it. It's just easier to blend eyeshadow when you do that. Okay, so I only went in the pan 3 times just to put that on my eye, so you can see how bright that is, how vibrant it is. So now I'm just going to go on this side. I don't have anything on my eyelid, and that's a no-no for me anyway, because my eyelids, as you can see, are so goddamn greasy. Eyeshadow does not stay on it when they're that greasy. So I'm going to go ahead in with just the same brush, same green, and I'm going to start putting it on my eye. You can already see the difference in the tone and the difference of the brightness without anything on there. And I know for a fact, if I were to walk out of the house without any base, my eyeshadow would just be greasy and slide right off. It also fades quicker too when you don't have anything on. Going back in for the second time. I'm already having a hard time sort of blending it out. It's sort of patchy, and it just doesn't have the same brightness or intensity that the other side has. Because I can continue to darken this side up if I want and get it as bright and as dark as I want it. And you can feel the difference in the brush, how it's sticking and sort of grabbing that eyeshadow on the side that is primed compared to the side that is not primed. It just sort of feels like it doesn't want to stay on. It slides right off. I hope you guys are able to see that on camera, how much of a difference it is, because I can see it really well in person. Might have to get up close so you guys can see how much more patchy this side is, and it's just not as vibrant as it's supposed to be. Get up super close so you guys can see. This side I can tell is already going to start getting super greasy and crease. You can see how shiny my eyelid already is getting, and this side is still pretty matte. And then just the color concentration is a lot more solid. It's not so patchy and transparent. So I hope you guys can see the difference in regards to priming your eyelid and not priming it. And if I left this on for another 10 minutes, girl, this side with the powder and the primer is going to last you all day. This side is going to last, for me, probably about 30 minutes before it starts creasing and just looking a crazy mess. So yeah, that is about it. So you want to make sure that you use a good primer to prime your eyelid. You want to make sure that you set it with something, either a powder or an eyeshadow that is the similar color as to the primer that you use. And your eyeshadow should stay on, pretty much all day long. It shouldn't crease. And the color is going to be a lot more intense and a lot more vibrant. I hope you guys like this video. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you guys have any other questions, make sure to comment below. If you guys have any tricks that you use for your eyeshadow base to make it stay longer, also comment below. I will see you guys next time.